Meha Bhardwaj alter. There's so much to talk about in cricket today. Of course, we will begin with India's third and the final ODI against the West Indies. Who would have thought the scoreline would be 1-1 before the series began? India have not lost a series to West Indies since 2006, but here we are, seeing India experiment as they look at the bigger picture. What will they do today in the final ODI? There's also the most dramatic Ashes finish that I've ever seen. So many little subplots all fitting in perfectly with the series ending at 2-2. It couldn't be more fitting. So we're going to talk about that. And there's also the news on Jasprit Bumrah's much anticipated return, not just as a bowler, but as the captain of Team India squad traveling to Ireland. Let's introduce our panelists then on the show. Kushant Sarkar, he joins us. I think it's going to take a bit of time, so we'll come to Kushan in a bit. But there is Chetan here with us, just as confused as I am about this bigger picture. What is Rahul Dravid talking about? I'm going to try and figure that out with Chetan. And we're also going to be talking about what India's playing 11 is likely to be. But before I come to Chetan and to Kushan, let's talk about the third ODI. India will look to bounce back after a defeat in the second ODI against the West Indies in the series decider tonight in Trinidad. After winning the first ODI convincingly, India lost the second game by 6 wickets with the decision to rest Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, completely backfiring on them in Barbados. Ishan Kishan has made good use of the opportunities that were given to him. He scored a 50 in each ODI, but it's the form of Surya Kumar Yadav and Sanju Samson. That's a matter of concern for the team management. Now, Surya Kumar Yadav got starts in both the games, but he was unable to convert them into big scores. Samson, on the other hand, was given just one game and he scored 9 in the second ODI. Today, they are likely to get another opportunity, another chance to prove that they should be considered for the World Cup. Sky especially, he has been given a lot of opportunities, but he's flattered to deceive. He scored 476 runs in 23 innings at an average of 23.80. Now, with just a handful of matches left for experimentation, the pressure will be on both Surya as well as Sanju Samson to perform. India have also not been able to figure out their number 4 batter in case Shreyas Iyer is not fit before the Asia Cup. They tried Akshar Patel at number 4 and that expectedly did not work for them. Today, who will come in at number 4 is anybody's guess. We will put these questions. These are critical questions for the team management, questions that cricket fans want answers to, because how often have we seen this muddled thinking on the part of team management resulting in India getting knocked out of World Cup. So let's get straight into it. Let me then put this first question to Chetan Narula. So the first question that we're asking is, will Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli play today? Chetan, first of all, why do you think Rohit and Virat sat out in the last game?
Hi, Meha. Look, it did not make any sense for them to play the last game, especially after what happened in the first ODI. If you're going to play them, then not pad them up, not send them out to bat, and say we're going to experiment, give chances to players who are not going to bat in those positions. I mean, you look at the first ODI, Surya Kumar Yadav batting at number 3. When is he ever going to bat at number 3 in the World Cup? Or until Virat Kohli retires, there's no need to find a new ODI number 3 for India. So that was as pointless as it got in terms of experimentation in the first ODI. And you look at Sanju Samson, he was not even given a spot. Ishan Kishan was listed to bat at number 4, and then Rohit decided he's not going to bat, so Ishan Kishan was sent out to open the inning. So it was senseless to the extreme. And it raised the question why Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli should indeed play when you're trying to experiment and give batting opportunities out to those different players. And so they decided, let's bench both Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli for the second ODI. And look how wonderfully that turned out, with India losing that particular game. So it's been pointless, senseless, and just so confusing. It's bizarre in terms of experimentation, even by Rahul Dravid's standards.
sometimes I get the feeling that they don't think as much as we all do. I just feel like they don't decide, they don't discuss it to this level, because what else explains some of these decisions, right? And I won't be surprised if Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma come back today in the third ODI.
I won't be surprised.
Exactly.
I won't
so
be
then
surprised
what was
at
the
all,
point of making them sit out in the second game? Do you really think in that one match you figured out what Sanju Samson can do, what Suryakumar Yadav can do, what Ishan Kishan can do?
Look, Meha, I'll answer this by looking back at the World Test Championship final. When India lost the final, Rohit Sharma came out and said, oh, we lost because Travis had played that really nice innings and we didn't do much wrong. We played well. We did this, we did that. No, you did not pick R. Ashwin. You did not pick the right playing 11. You did not win the toss properly. There were so many other reasons, but the team management perhaps felt that no, what they did was right. That was not wrong. Perhaps they analyze things differently. We are sitting outside the boundary. We are not privy to what's happening inside the dressing room. So we are analyzing things differently. But there's a disconnect in terms of these two analyses. The point is what they analyze actually matters. What we say, we can't take any decisions. We can't tell them to take any particular selection. So our analysis is good enough for newsrooms, I guess. But the fact of the matter is that the results are not coming at this point in time, and losing to West Indies 60 days before the World Cup is going to take us back to 2007, because that is what happened back then. And look how 2007 ODI World Cup turned out. In terms of Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli playing today, I absolutely expect them to play, because experimentation in the first two games did not make sense. So why do experimentation in the third, especially with the series on the line? And they wouldn't want to lose this series. That's my thinking. And if not both, I expect at least one of them to play. But even if one plays, who plays? Rohit Sharma plays or Virat Kohli plays? Because there's 8 T20s coming up, and both of them are not part of those T20s. So the fact that they're not part of those 8 T20s could be used as a reason that, okay, you know what, they're not going to play for the next 3 weeks, so let us give them a go. Which is again not going to leave us anywhere. We're not going to learn anything about Samson or Surya or anybody else. It's just bizarre, senseless. It just doesn't make sense.
Absolutely. And then the other point that if you really, because let's first put Rahul Dravid's quote about this bigger picture that I've been talking about. Let's put that quote up, and then I will come back to Chetan on this. Because what now is happening is that Rahul Dravid has gone on record and said this after they lost the second ODI. He says, we'll always look at the bigger picture. At this stage in the cycle, the Asia Cup and World Cup are coming up. So we have to look at the bigger picture because of some of the injuries we have. We can't get worried about every single game, every single series. If we do that, it will be a mistake. So he has clearly gone on to say this, Chetan, that he's not really worried about losing the series. And I think it's easier said than done. A team that you've not lost to since 2006, it's easier said than done that you lose to a team like West Indies that didn't even qualify for the World Cup. And what's the impact that that's going to have on the team, in the team dressing room? So, you could be trying anything, but if you're not going to get results at this point, things are going to get worse for you. It's as simple as that. I'm wondering that if you thought that you were not going to play Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, because that's the other thing that Rahul Dravid has said. He said that, what are we going to learn about them that we already don't know by playing them? So why play them? I get that, but why have you taken them? Why is Rohit Sharma captaining that team? Why have you taken them there after the test series? You should have just said, go back home. We don't need you. We're going to keep experimenting. I don't understand. I almost feel like it's like a last minute decision. Rohit Sharma saying, acha chalo tum chale jao number 4 pe. Ya tum chale jao open karne. To me, that seems to be the way they're going about things, which is not the right way.
Well, Meha, to answer the second question first, Ajit Agarkar, let's not forget Ajit Agarkar, the new chairman of selectors. He's also flown to the West Indies, and he's been seen in deep conversation with Virat, with Rahul, Dravid, and with Rohit Sharma at different point of time. And I'm pretty sure that after the first ODI, he's the one probably who said, you know what, why are we even playing Rohit and Virat if we are not, going to bat them? And then obviously Rahul Dravid towing that particular line that, okay, what new are we going to learn? The question is very valid. Why are they there in the West Indies if they're not playing? And there's no answer to this because we haven't been told. We can just guess. And guessing is not good enough in Indian cricket at the moment with 60 days to go for the World Cup. Which brings us to the first point that you made where Rahul Dravid says that we have to look at the bigger picture. What bigger picture, boss? 60 days to the World Cup. You don't have a set lineup. You don't know why Akshar Patel is batting at 4. You don't know why Sanju Samson and Surya Kumar Yadav are batting at 3. You don't really know, or either you know and are not telling, which is like even more mind-boggling, because if you do know, then why aren't you telling us? Because Indian cricket always has had so many questions. And to say then that, we can't be thinking about one game or 2 games or this and that. Boss, this is the team which hasn't qualified for the World Cup. How can you say that losing 1 game or 2 games or 1 series to a team which hasn't qualified for the World Cup, that does not matter? What is it going to do for the morale of that Indian dressing room that they've lost to a team which has not qualified for the World Cup, going into the tournament, which they're supposed to win? And the pressures and the expectation, and I mentioned this yesterday as well, the pressure and the expectations in October and November this year is going to be immense. We've had 2 World Cups in India, in fact 3 World Cups in India, but I've experienced 2 of them. I was fairly young when the first one happened in 87, but 96, it absolutely brought cricket into our lives. It just blew everything apart in 1996. And then 2011, the expectations were crazy, absolutely crazy. Even for Sachin Tendulkar, who's been, such a great batsman, accomplished batsman for India, and there was so much pressure on him to win that World Cup, to deliver that World Cup in his final tournament. And now, the World Cup is coming back. We haven't won an ICC tournament since 2013. It's going to be insane. And these guys are just not realizing that. And the way the preparations are going, it's going to hit them really hard come October.
Absolutely. Let's also then put the next question, as if we weren't already confused enough. Here's the next question that we want to ask the team management, which is, why did Akshar Patel bat at number 4? In what world, on which planet, in which World Cup are you going to play Akshar Patel at number 4? That's my question, because at the end of the day, there has to be some logic in it, Chetan. There has to be some kind of logic, some kind of thought that should have gone into this decision of trying Akshar Patel at number 4. I mean, if you want a left-right combination, okay, go ahead. Give me the explanation.
I'll give you the explanation. It won't make sense though. I'll be very honest. In 2005 and 6, before the 2007 ODI World Cup, Irfan Pathan batted at number 3 for a long duration. Long duration of ODIs, because Rahul Dravid, the captain, and coach Greg Chappell decided they wanted a left-hander at number 3. Come the 2007 ODI World Cup, Irfan Pathan was nowhere to be seen. Saurav Ganguly made a comeback and he batted at number 3, which was technically, yes, you had a left-hander batting at number 3. Suddenly, off late, they have realized this, that with Shreyas Iyer not available, they might as well have a left-hander at number 4 in this batting lineup, because they can't have a left-hander at 3 because Virat Kohli bats there. Which explains why Ishan Kishan was listed to bat at number 4 in the first ODI, and second ODI they had Akshar Patel. Now, this is a very simple explanation. It does not work. Why? Because Akshar Patel probably might not be in the ODI World Cup squad, or even if he is, he might not be in the playing 11, because Ravindra Jadeja takes that left-handed all-rounder role. So if anybody should be batting at number 4, it should be Ravindra Jadeja. And that would at least make sense, because he's a much more accomplished batsman than Akshar Patel. I mean, I would be totally on board with Ravindra Jadeja as your number 4 batsman in the ODI World Cup. You're playing a left-handed spin all-rounder throughout the World Cup at number 4 in the absence of Shreyas Iyer. I would be totally on board with that. But they're not doing that. It's inexplicable. And why would you send Akshar Patel there? It just, what does it tell him? You're not in our plans. We need a makeshift number 4 for today, because Sanju Samson is batting at 3. Surya is going to bat at 6. Even Hardik Pandya, for that matter, would have been a great number 4. And I've said on this show before that I personally know it for a fact that Hardik Pandya actually wants to bat at number 4 for this side. But he's not in the team's plans to bat at number 4. Like I said before, it's senseless. It's going round and round and round. With every batting position, it becomes more and more bizarre. It's just senseless at this point.
Which then takes me to the next question. What is Suryakumar Yadav's best place in ODIs? Now, there is this report I was reading a while back where they were saying that, you know what, let's get him to bat at 6, because that's where the game, you know, his aggressive game is going to be utilized in the best way. That is the best position for Suryakumar Yadav. Is that now what the team management will be looking at? Because they've tried him at every position, and you know, it seems like none of that has worked. Where do you see Suryakumar Yadav batting?
If I was Rahul Dravid or Rohit Sharma, I would make sure that he bats at 5 or 6. He cannot be batting higher than that, you know, because what do we know Suryakumar Yadav to be best at? To take advantage of 15 to 18 overs on flat tracks where you can hit across the line and, you know, you can express yourself in terms of your stroke making. And he's good at doing that. But when you give him 30 to 35 overs, I'm not saying he's not batted for long in other formats, but this is international cricket. This is World Cup we're talking about. This is international bowling attacks where Australia, Pakistan, New Zealand, England, they'll be all be striving to reach, even South Africa for that matter. They're always dark horses. So they'll be striving to reach the semi-finals. So these are world-class bowling attacks. You cannot ask Suryakumar Yadav to bat 35, 40 overs. Make him bat at 5 or 6, where he can be used for the last 18 to 20 overs, 5 or 6. And even then, only if KL Rahul and Shreyas Iyer both are not available. If either of them is available, I don't see Suryakumar Yadav getting a spot in the ODI World Cup squad.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
That's my answer for now.
Guess who's joined us now? Kushan Sarkar. He's going to simplify it for us because he knows what goes into these selections. What seems to be the reason behind some of these decisions by the team management. We've already spoken about Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma and them being dropped from the second or rested from the second ODI. Do you see them coming back today, given that India are going to be under pressure to win this series? You need to unmute your microphone, Kushan. Unmute your microphone.
Yeah, hi. Am I audible?
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I think Virat joined the squad late in the evening, but I believe with the series in line, they might play or they might just go ahead with their experimentations and say that okay, fine. As Rahul Dravid has said that we are not concerned about the results and we are looking at the bigger picture. So they will continue with their experimentation, and obviously 2 matches are not enough. If you want to see the guys, you have to check out the guys, because now in Ireland also, Shreyas and KL Rahul, you couldn't see them because probably they are not fit. So you'll get to know better about them when that camp is held in Alur, which will be held between 21st to 28th of August, where before the Asia Cup probably you'll get a better idea about Rahul and Shreyas' fitness status, which isn't like we do not know, but yeah, there are pictures of them playing, doing the full skill sessions in their bid to return to play. So I believe you'll get some news, at least if not 2, maybe Rahul, maybe Iyer. We do not know about that, but yeah, if you ask me specifically about today, I think series in line, both of them should play. Otherwise, the question is why select them? If you wanted to check out others, you might as well have not selected them. But again, Rohit Sharma probably as a captain needed first-hand data or first-hand knowledge of the players he might need. So you wanted to have just not base your opinions on the selection committee. You want to see them first-hand, where each of them stand, where Sanju stands, where Surya stands. If you are going to play Akshar as a batting all-rounder, where he stands, if you ask me, like what Chetan said is pretty spot on. But one thing about Akshar, I would say Akshar is a better white ball batter in current scenario than Ravindra Jadeja. Ravindra Jadeja overall is a far better player. Probably as a finisher, big match temperament, everything. But
no,
Akshar,
I'm okay. One second.
Probably has better range.
Great. I'm all for it, but I don't see either of them at number 4. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Obviously.
So why?
Obviously,
I mean,
number four probably it was. I believe it was more about giving them an opportunity and game time. Obviously, yeah, you will not have Ishan Kishan opening the batting. Ishan Kishan, actually what should have happened is you should have played Ishan Kishan at 4 or 5, because if KL Rahul, God forbid, isn't ready for your World Cup, then Ishan Kishan is your first keeper. Rishabh Pant is not coming back. Probably he's targeting the South Africa tour. What I'm told that he's trying his best so that he can get fit for the South Africa Test matches in December. So fair enough. Or might be the England series later at home. So if KL Rahul doesn't get fit, you are going to use Ishan Kishan. And
Absolutely.
Ishan Kishan is not going to be your opener. The problem is, then are you looking at Rohit Sharma at 3 and Virat Kohli at 4? Then you should have tried that over here. You're not going to try that. So why not try Ishan Kishan? Because Ishan Kishan gets that cushion playing in the power play, and then suddenly if he has to come in the middle overs in some of those tacky two-paced pitches, can he rotate the strike? Can he play the game that he played in the first 10 overs where the ball is coming onto the bat? So these are the things. So Ishan Kishan's position, like, don't get fooled by the numbers of Ishan Kishan. Great, he has got 250s. He might get a third 50 today.
No one's getting fooled by the numbers, Kushan. What we are getting confused by is that why are they not being played at the position that they are likely to play in? It's as simple as that. Game time or no game time, Akshar Patel at whatever position you want to play him, give him game time at that position. Similarly with Ishan Kishan, why are you shuffling them up and down?
Possibly since both Rohit and Virat didn't play, and they needed that rejig. I don't think it was the rationale behind it was to check Akshar at 4. It was just about giving game time and probably trying to fix Surya's slot rather than fix Akshar's batting slot. That's my reading of the situation. Like, I would love to know more from Chetan about it. But yeah, that's what I feel. And Ishan Kishan, for me, if you are going to try him in World Cup, and if you are not going to get KL Rahul, and you are not thinking Sanju Samson as keeper, you are probably thinking him as purely a batter in the 50-over format. So
I am convinced.
Ishan Kishan as a place where KL Rahul is going to play.
So I am convinced that if things are like the way they are, Ishan Kishan has already gone past Sanju Samson as a wicket-keeper batter. I think that we all three can agree on. Chetan, no?
Should I say? Yeah. Okay, first of all, I don't want Rahul Dravid to hear this conversation because if he hears Kushan talk about Ishan Kishan and Shubman Gill opening and Rohit Sharma at 3 and Virat Kohli at 4, he might actually do that. He might actually do that, and that should not happen. Anyway, jokes apart, Ishan Kishan, see, the problem with that is, if he's supposed to bat at number 4, why isn't he batting at number 4?
Exactly. My point,
especially when Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli are not there. And the funnier part is you have Akshar Patel, a left-hander, batting at number 4. So why isn't Ishan Kishan batting at 4? That is my question to the team management. Obviously, we won't get any answers for that.
We won't.
The problem is, he scored 2 half-centuries, and now you're going to say, oh wow, he's done so well. He's got the numbers as an opener, so we should bat him at number 4. Which is what we did in the 2019 ODI World Cup, which is what we did in 2015 ODI World Cup with Ajinkya Rahane. In 2019, of course, Shikhar Dhawan got injured, so KL Rahul, who was batting at 4, then he started opening, and then for number 4, we did not have anybody when the semi-final came, and then we were 3 down, and our World Cup was over. So this story is going to repeat itself in October and November. Simple as that. The problem here is, yes, he's ahead of Sanju Samson. You need a left-handed batsman. So play Ishan Kishan at number 4. Do what you have to do to make sure that certain things that have happened in the past don't happen again. And to be very honest, Meha, I personally believe that the team management is aware, KL Rahul and Shreyas Iyer, where they stand in terms of their injury, recoveries, in terms of their fitness, in terms of their game time, because otherwise, that is the only way this experimentation makes sense. Because how can you say that we want to see what Sanju Samson can do or Surya Kumar Yadav can do? Don't you already know what they are capable of? It's just a matter of figuring out which is the best position for them in this limited game time that you can give them. Otherwise, we already know what they're capable of. That is what the IPL is there to tell us. That is why the domestic setup is there to tell us.
Yeah. So that's the thing.
It's so bizarre.
Yeah. My thing is, you've got to be sure, Chetan and Kushan, whether you want to see Ishan Kishan as your third opener. Is he your middle order option? What are you looking for him to do for the team? And now what do you do when he scored 2 consecutive 50s as an opener? You know, and at the end of the day, it's easier said than done. 1 second, it's easier said than done. You say, oh, you know, players need to be flexible and we're all flexible. Boss, it's not that simple. So, you know, if you're getting Ishan Kishan to come and open, then there is that mindset that he comes in with, saying, I'm going to open. If you're going to tell him that, look, we are considering you as a middle order option because there is a possibility KL Rahul will not play, and then we want to open with Shubman Gill and with Rohit Sharma, you're going to be in the middle order, let's try you out there. So I feel like there is that clarity lacking in the way they've gone about this experimentation. Let's move on then to the next one that I'm talking. We've already spoken about Suryakumar Yadav, though I do want to get Kushan's reaction to it. Kushan, where do you see Suryakumar Yadav playing? Because clearly wherever they're trying him, he doesn't seem to be doing well in ODIs. And it seems, obviously we know that the team management wants him to play the World Cup. And they want him to score runs. It's almost like the whole country is desperate for Suryakumar Yadav to show his form, the T20I form, in ODIs. What can be done so that he gets there?
You ask the old timers, they would tell you the same thing about Dilip Vengsarkar, who got his first 100 after 17 test matches. Everyone in Bombay and in India wanted Dilip Vengsarkar to succeed, and then it was a great success story. And now coming to Suryakumar Yadav, the thing is, he has, we all know he has the capability, and it's not that his domestic list A record is that bad. The only problem over here is that in case of 50 over game, probably, obviously after 2 or 3 years of fine T20 cricket where he has ruled, people have got a hang of it, and that hang of it is probably the hard lengths on the stumps with very little chance to maneuver. And there, after that, you suddenly widen the length, you give some, you bowl in that channel, and you are getting those catches in the slip corner, and also some of the dismissals which you weren't seeing earlier. So obviously people are figuring out, he is no longer an unknown entity. So people are figuring him out how to deal with him. So he has to change his game. But yes, for the sake of Indian team, if Shreyas and Rahul are fit, obviously Surya doesn't fit into the 11. But he will be that probably that extra batter, extra middle order batter if Shreyas and Rahul are fit, or maybe just miss out. But if he's in the team, his place is going to be number 6. No doubt about it. That is his place. And until and unless there is a collapse where he's coming in at 4 for 30 in the 8th over, you expect him to come after 30 overs. So you have 20 overs, and he plays with that mindset that he has been playing, and that has given him all the success that he has got so far and made him a household name. So that is there. Obviously, there are certain chinks, and the chink is that they I believe the opposition is exploiting hard lengths on the stumps, no room to maneuver. So that 360-degree game that you are used to seeing, you are not seeing. And obviously, when you are playing international cricket, the number of weak bowlers will be lesser in number. It's not that Surya hasn't hit the best in the world in IPL. But in IPL, you will get those 1 or 2 domestic bowlers you can target. And MSD has done that successfully for years and years now. And then targeted the best bowlers. Surya has also subsequently done that. But again, having said that, Surya probably needs to maybe tweak his game a little bit in terms of the needs of the of ODI cricket, probably. And but his batting slot, I still believe it should be number 6, not above that. Here is what
I'm going to put both of you on the spot. If you had to give marks to Rohit Sharma, Rahul Dravid on what they've done in terms of selection from 1 to 10, how much would you give them? Kushan?
6 out of 10. Not
You're
more
being
than that.
generous. You're being generous. Chetan?
For this series, just these
Yeah,
two
yeah, yeah.
matches?
Just these two matches, absolutely.
Oh,
Minus
just
one.
these two matches you're
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Yeah, then it's 5 out of 10.
yeah. Okay. What about
Then
you?
That is also
That's also being
I would give them
generous?
I'll give them -1.
Well done. Okay, Introspect has been commenting on our show, so I'm going to take this comment up. He's saying, what is wrong with Umran Malik? Because that was, in fact, going to be our next question that we're asking this team management. What has happened to India's pace attack? Does it lack bite? So, just moving from that question, what is wrong with Umran Malik? Last year, there were talks of him being drafted in the T20 World Cup. Right now, he doesn't look ready for the ODI World Cup. What are his chances? Let's get Chetan to talk about that. Chetan, the pace attack. I mean, if Jasprit Bumrah is not fit, and I know the World Cup's happening in India, so yes, there are chances, but this pace attack is not one that inspires confidence. You don't see this pace attack and you say, wow, they will just win us the matches.
I mean, you can't look at any area of the Indian batting right now or
bowling.
throughout the playing 11 and say, okay, you know what, they are going to win us the World Cup or he's going to win us the World Cup. But look, the bowling, I think they have a set formula. That's my personal belief that they're going to pick two pacers. I'm talking about the playing 11, two pacers, a fast bowling all-rounder, two spinners. And then they will decide whether they want a third spin bowling all-rounder or a third pace bowling all-rounder, like a toss-up between Shardul or Akshar Patel, given the match condition, opposition, etc., etc. Two spinners, that's Jadeja and Kuldeep. Hardik Pandya, that's your surety. Then you pick two pacers, which means you have Bumrah, Siraj, and Shami vying for those two spots. Do you take an additional backup pacer in the squad? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, again, that depends on the composition. But is Umran Malik the contender for that? That's the big question to ask. Personally, for me, given his inexperience, given that, not sure if he's, I'm not sure if he ticks all the boxes for this ODI World Cup. I don't think so. If Deepak Chahar is fit, if they're really looking for a fourth pacer, maybe that's the line to go to. But then where is he? Why isn't he playing? Why isn't he in the squad?
Where is Arshdeep Singh? Why is it that Arshdeep Singh...
He's going to the Asian Games.
Yeah, why?
He's going to the Asian Games.
Why?
Right?
Why? We want to know why.
Why even talk about him? He's going to the Asian
I
Games.
can tell you why.
Why?
I can tell you why.
Yes.
Why? Because the experiment with Jayadev Unadkat will continue till the World Cup.
Exactly. Exactly, and this is something, Meha, I told you last week. Meha, I told you about Unadkat last week.
Jayadev Unadkat will be carried till the World Cup, and you will see him being dumped like a hot potato after that. But he will be carried till the World Cup.
I won't be surprised.
You have carried him till now?
Yeah. No, I get it. Yes.
I told you this last week itself,
You did,
when
yes.
we were looking ahead of the ODI series, that Jayadev Unadkat is there. They're looking at, oh wow, he has experience, he has the left arm angle, and that is why Arshdeep, they ruled him out so very quickly and put him in that Asia Cup squad. This is a blunder equivalent to carrying Dinesh Karthik in the last T20 World Cup.
I was just going to say that.
Just like Sushant said.
Just going to say that.
And
exactly the
same thing. This is a
thing.
trademark of Rahul Dravid. This is a trademark of Rahul Dravid.
Okay. Let's also get this other bit of news out of the way. Jasprit Bumrah, he's back in the Indian squad. We've all been waiting for him. He was out of action for almost 11 months because of a back injury. Subsequently, he underwent a surgery, and now he's back. The fast bowler will lead the Indian team in the T20I series in Ireland. He was undergoing rehab at the National Cricket Academy in Bangalore for the past 2 months under VVS Lakshman, the NCA chief, who is set to take charge as head coach for the 3 T20Is that India plays in Ireland. Now, Bumrah recently played a few practice games, and the NCA medical team is believed to be satisfied with his progress. Hardik Pandya was not included, I'm told, because the Indian team management plans to hold a conditioning camp in Bangalore before the Asia Cup. Most of the ODI specialists, they will be part of that camp. Prasidh Krishna will also make a comeback in this T20I series. We've all been wondering where he's been and whether he's fit enough. He's another bowler that, India would look at before the World Cup. So he's going to be there. He also underwent a surgery for stress fracture. There is Jitesh Sharma, Rinku Singh, Shivam Dube. All of these guys were included on the back of an impressive IPL season. I'm glad, I'm happy that Jasprit Bumrah is back. I'm also happy that he's being brought back in for a T20I series, Chetan and Kushan. We know what happened the last time they rushed him back before the T20 World Cup. But captaining the side, did you really have to give him captaincy, Kushan?
Okay, you want me to answer that?
Yes.
Yeah. So, no, I think that's more to do with like if he's the senior most guy and he has made his captaincy debut during that 5th test in England. So they are, by virtue of being the senior most player by a distance in that squad, he gets to captain the side. So and Ireland, it's all about. But is Jasprit Bumrah fully fit? That is a question. I still don't have the answer. I just saw the recent video that we have been talking about this. That have you seen live videos? We just recently saw a video where he has been bowling to the Mumbai Ranji team during a practice game. He was wearing his own jerseys and all, and Mumbai team were in all in white. I think he got the wicket of that under-19 World Cup, or Krish Raghuvanshi also. But it doesn't tell you much about where he is. Obviously, he's bowling with his full 8-step run-up, and the space and everything we'll get to know when we see the speed gun radar. But is he fit for 10 overs of bowling and 40 overs of fielding? Is he ready to field at mid-off during the power play and then a push that where you'll have to sprint for 30 to 40 yards and then retrieve the ball just before the boundary? Is he ready if 2 or 3 of those shots are played? So is he ready for 50 overs of cricket? Had he been ready for 50 over cricket, he would have. They would have easily played him one match. Like, this is not a Ranji Trophy where a state's pride is at stake. This is zonal cricket where everyone plays for himself. He could have been easily tried out in the West Zone match. So he's not being tried out. So they are building up his workload slowly. And that is what they mean. So 4 overs and 20 over match. So let's see. And that is also against Ireland. So
no, I get
that is
it.
as good as a domestic match.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Until and unless you see him against Pakistan and against Sri Lanka in 50 overs in humid conditions, you will not get to know where he stands as per fitness. 50 overs of cricket is very different, Meya. You'll have to feel. He'll have to feel for 40 overs. He might have to dive and take a catch in an India-Pakistan match. He'll have to stretch himself.
Yeah, no, I get it.
So that will be very different.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm just glad that they're trying, they're doing all of this and not rushing him back. You know, I mean, I don't think that's one thing that they should be looking to do.
They're building up the workload.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, there's also Hardik Pandya. Is he going to be bowling enough in the ODI World Cup? I mean, that's the other thing. That's the other question. But we're running out of time. We have to talk about the Ashes. I mean, England's 49-run victory at the Oval on Monday ensured this summer's Ashes finished level at 2-all, although it was not enough to stop Pat Cummins' Australian team from retaining the Ashes urn. Set a target of 384. On the 4th day of the 5th Ashes Test, Australia went into day 5 135 for no loss, with openers David Warner and Usman Khawaja scoring half-centuries. But a ball change late on the 4th evening proved decisive on Monday morning as England's bowlers found significant swing, starting with Chris Woakes, who nipped out 2 wickets in consecutive overs to trigger a wobble. A 95-run stand between Steve Smith and Travis Head lifted Australian spirits again before 4 wickets fell in 4 overs as the visitors went from 264 for 3 to 275 for 7. Incredible stuff. You can't make this up. This was the most dramatic Ashes series, one of the most dramatic Ashes series. From here, the man of the moment, Stuart Broad, capped a prodigious career with the final 2 wickets to seal England's win and take his overall test tally to 604 wickets. What a player. As he walked off the field for the last time, Broad beckoned over Moeen Ali for whom this was also his final test match. The two had played a leading role on the final day to seal a victory that ensured England stayed unbeaten in home Ashes series since 2001. And what a glorious career Stuart Broad finished with. And it couldn't, there is fairy tale, farewell, Chetan, and then there is a Stuart Broad farewell. I think this Ashes series, of course, as dramatic as it was, will be also remembered for how he hit his last ball of cricket, his career, the six, and took a wicket off his last ball. I mean, this cannot be scripted. If you went to a producer and said, this is my script, they'll say, this is unreal. It cannot happen. Nobody is going to believe this story, this movie of yours. But that's exactly how it went. Was this the best Ashes series you watched overall?
Oh no, 2005. Nothing
Okay.
comes close to 2005. The way England rallied and beat Australia in that series, that was more backs to the wall than this one particularly. I think they were just like, we've had so much debate about Bazball. They were just trying to prove something. For me, Bazball is not just about batting quickly, about the run rate, etc. It's about the team spirit with which England has played, never give up. We are still going to win. Of course, for that, they have to tell themselves that morally we have won the series 5-0. So there's nothing wrong with that within the dressing room. And I think Stuart Broad is somebody who identifies most with that Bazball spirit, the way he batted, the way he bowled, in fact, through the series. Batting, yes, throughout his career, he's been, sort of a maverick, really. But the way he's bowled, I would say he has single-handedly bowled England to this drawn Ashes series. He was the one who inspired them on the field in the way he bowled. Every time he bowled, he had the crowd behind his back. He had the support of his teammates. He was charging in. He was rushing in. He bowled with a lot of spirit. And I could definitely see the true Bazball spirit in Stuart Broad. And like you said, it couldn't be more poetic the way he ended his career. For him, Ashes cricket prevails over any other form of cricket. So, kudos to him, the way he scripted his final moment of his international career. Yeah.
Sure. I have to wrap this up, but I've got to ask both of you because I felt it. If you watched the post-match presentation, was there an undertone of, not animosity, I don't think that's the word I want to use, but was there something there, Kushan? Did you feel it in the way Australia celebrated? It was very, it wasn't over the top. They just clicked pictures with the urn. You just felt like there was that undertone there. After all that happened.
Obviously, after all that happened, I mean, at the end of the day, not that for that rain, in Manchester, probably England would have, who knows, England would have walked away with the series. Yeah. England could have won the series 3-2. So if England claim moral victory, they won't be wrong. But again, at the end of the day, it was a great Ashes, but I agree with Chetan completely. It doesn't score more than 2005, and 2005 was very different. And that Australian team was very different. So credit to that England team.
Yeah, no, so my thing is with the, sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
And but yes, if you ask me, Australia could have won this test match. They should have. The start that they got, I believe that Travis had dismissal. Moeen Ali changed the match. I understand the emotions associated with Stuart Broad, but he got the 9th and 10th wicket. Travis had a form player, that kind of a delivery, a dream delivery of an off spinner, getting him forward, trying to drive him, getting that catch. That changed it. There, Australia pretty well lost the match there. Even Steve Smith, after that, wasn't the smooth player that he was once head was dismissed.
Yeah, absolutely. I also feel, because there were so many subplots to this and there was so much drama, of course the Johnny Bairstow controversy, but I also feel this whole Bazball theory, and how at the end of it all Ben Stokes can say we stand vindicated because baseball did work for us, and if it wasn't for rain in that test match, maybe we would have won. I know Chetan's going to say that there are always ifs and buts. Bottom line, it's a series that ended with 2-all as the scoreline. But I feel like what was the need of the hour is, as they said, Test cricket needs to be watched, it needs to be popular, and that this series showed that's how incredible Test cricket can be. With that, I'm going to wrap it up, guys. Thank you so much, Kushan Sarkar, Chetan Narula, for joining us completely out of time on this show. That's it on this edition of Game On. Up next, the desert is coming closer to the national capital. Despite a Supreme Court ban 14 years ago, large-scale mining continues unabated in the Aravallis, India's oldest mountain range. Watch News 9 Plus's it's their special documentary, Killing the Aravallis. Goodbye.
इंजीनियरिंग कर रहे हैं, जो कि सभी लोग कर रहे हैं.
Coaching is now starting from grade 3, 4, 5, 6.
कोटा जाने वाली बीच राह में आधे टेस्ट देके हैं सिलेक्शन की चाह में.
ऑल इंडिया का बच्चा कोटा जाता है.
This rat race is for rats, not for humans. So why should we even be a part of it?
The Rat Race. This and more streaming on world's first news OTT.